Jay-Z, one of the most iconic figures in the world of music and entertainment, finds himself embroiled in two significant controversies that have shaken his public image. These allegations involve accusations of assault and a decades-long paternity dispute brought forward by Rymir Satterthwaite, who claims to be his illegitimate son. Both issues distinct yet intertwined in their impact on his reputation, provide a glimpse into the complex dynamics of fame, power, and accountability. Rymir Satterthwaite, now 31, has spent much of his life seeking acknowledgement and clarity regarding his identity. His late mother, Wanda, claimed she had a brief relationship with Jay-Z when she was only 16 years old, which allegedly resulted in Rymir's birth. Despite the passage of time and repeated legal efforts, Jay-Z has denied these claims, refusing to undergo a DNA test that could potentially confirm or refute his paternity. Rymir's journey is one marked by frustration and resilience. He has faced numerous legal obstacles, with courts dismissing his case on technical grounds, including jurisdictional disputes and his age exceeding the legal limit for paternity claims in some states. Despite these setbacks, Rymir remains determined to seek the truth, not just for himself, but also for his late mother, who he believed deserves justice and acknowledgement. The emotional toll on Rymir is evident in his public statements, where he has expressed his disappointment in Jay-Z's consistent refusal to address the matter directly. He argues that this is not a pursuit of money or fame, but a fundamental quest for identity and accountability. For Rymir, the absence of a resolution is not just a legal issue, but a deeply personal one that has defined much of his life. Adding another layer to the controversy are allegations of assault involving Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. A lawsuit filed recently accuses the two of heinous acts against a young woman during an MTV Video Music Awards after-party in 2000. The allegations are deeply troubling, involving claims of coercion, assault, and the exploitation of a vulnerable individual. Jay-Z has vehemently denied these accusations, dismissing them as a baseless attempt at blackmail. In a strongly worded statement, he questioned the motives of the accusers and their legal representatives, emphasizing his commitment to protecting children and his heartbreak over the impact these claims could have on his family, particularly his eldest daughter, Blue Ivy. The juxtaposition of these two controversies paints a complicated picture of a man whose public persona has long been defined by his success and influence. On one hand, Jay-Z is a celebrated artist, businessman, and philanthropist, but on the other, he is a figure confronting serious allegations that threaten to tarnish his legacy. For Rymir, the paternity dispute is not just a legal battle, but a deeply personal one that touches on themes of identity, responsibility, and the pursuit of trust. His criticism of Jay-Z's response, or lack of thereof, underscores his frustration with a system that he believes has been manipulated to avoid accountability. The allegations of assault, meanwhile, highlight broader societal issues surrounding power, privilege, and the pursuit of justice. These claims, whether proven or not, contribute to a growing conversation about the responsibilities of those positions or influence and the mechanisms through which they are held accountable. Jay-Z's response to these controversies reflects a defensive stance aimed at preserving his reputation and protecting his family. By framing the allegations as baseless and questioning the motives behind them, he seeks to shift the narrative away from the specifics of the accusations and towards a broader critique of the legal and media systems. However, this approach is not without its risks. For individuals like Rymir, who have spent years seeking answers, Jay-Z's refusal to engage directly with the claims can be perceived as evasive. Similarly, in the context of the assault allegations, his dismissal of the claims as blackmail attempts could be seen as minimizing the seriousness of the issues at hand. The public reaction to these controversies is shaped by a mix of skepticism, empathy, and judgment. For some, Jay-Z's stature as a cultural icon affords him the benefit of the doubt, while others view his response as indicative of a reluctance to face accountability. The court of public opinion, much like the legal system, is complex and often contradictory, reflecting the nuanced dynamics of power and perception. Rymir's persistence in pursuing the truth about his paternity serves as a reminder of the importance of accountability, particularly for those in positions of influence. His story is one of resilience and determination, underscoring the emotional and psychological impact of unresolved questions about identity and familial relationships. At the same time, the allegations of assault bring to light the broader issues of systemic inequities and the challenges faced by survivors in seeking justice. These claims, if substantiated, would represent a significant breach of trust and a stark contrast to the public image Jay-Z has cultivated over decades. As these controversies continue to unfold, they serve as a reminder of the complexities of fame and the responsibilities that come with it. For Jay-Z, the outcome of these disputes will undoubtedly shape not only his personal and professional legacy, but also the broader conversations about accountability, identity, and justice in the entertainment industry. In the end, the pursuit of truth and accountability remains at the heart of these controversies. For Rymir, it is about finding answers and closure, while for the alleged victims of assault, it is about seeking justice and ensuring that their voices are heard. For Jay-Z, navigating these challenges will require a careful balance of defense, transparency, and a willingness to confront the complexities of his own narrative. The unfolding controversies surrounding Jay-Z highlight the layered nature of fame and the inevitable scrutiny that accompanies public figures. For Rymir Satterthwaite, this decade-long paternity dispute isn't merely about legal claims, but an enduring personal battle tied deeply to questions of identity, truth, and acknowledgement. The emotional stakes for Rymir are palpable. He has spoken openly about the pain of being disregarded and the frustration of facing a legal system that, in his view, has been exploited to prevent him from achieving closure. Rymir's mother, Wanda, was just 16 years old at the time of her alleged relationship with Jay-Z. The stark age difference, Jay-Z being 22 at the time, adds another layer of complexity to the story. Wanda's claims, now carried forward by her son after her passing, hinge on Jay-Z's refusal to take a DNA test that could definitely settle the matter. The legal maneuvering to avoid this test has only fueled skepticism and speculation, casting a shadow over the rapper's otherwise illustrious career. The significance of this case extends beyond personal grievances. It raises questions about accountability for individuals in positions of power and influence. Jay-Z's legal team has repeatedly relied on procedural defenses, jurisdictional technicalities, and arguments about residency to avoid engaging with the substance of the claims. This approach, while legally sound, has been criticized for its apparent lack of transparency. For Rymir, the repeated dismissals and delays have only deepened his resolve to uncover the truth, even as the legal odds remain stacked against him. In parallel, the assault allegations from the MTV Video Music Awards after-party in 2000 represent a far more serious challenge to Jay-Z's reputation. The claims are disturbing, involving the coercion and exploitation of a vulnerable individual, with accusations of complicity between Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. These allegations, like the paternity dispute, are being contested fiercely by Jay-Z, who has dismissed them as a baseless attack on his character. However, The seriousness of the claims demands scrutiny. The alleged victim's account includes detailed descriptions of being drugged and assaulted, with other individuals present in the room. While these allegations remain unproven in court, they bring to light the pervasive issues of abuse and exploitation within the entertainment industry, a pattern that has become increasingly visible in recent years through movements like #MeToo. Jay-Z's public statements in response to these allegations have been both defensive and strategic. By framing the accusations as a blackmail attempt, he seeks to undermine the credibility of the claims and shift the narrative to one of victimhood on his part. His reference to his family, particularly his 12-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, adds an emotional dimension to his defense, highlighting the collateral damage these controversies can inflict on innocent parties. Yet this approach risks alienating those who see these controversies as opportunities for accountability and transparency. For critics, Jay-Z's refusal to engage directly with Rymir's claims and his dismissal of the assault allegations as opportunistic attacks reflect a reluctance to confront uncomfortable truths. The broader implications of these controversies cannot be ignored. They underscore the challenges of balancing public perception with private accountability, particularly for figures as influential as Jay-Z. His legacy, built on groundbreaking music, entrepreneurial ventures, and philanthropy, now faces the test of navigating serious allegations that threaten to overshadow his achievements. For Rymir, the battle for recognition is not just about establishing paternity, but also about reclaiming a narrative that he feels has been dominated by deflection and denial. He calls for transparency and accountability, resonate with broader societal demands for justice and equality, particularly in cases where power dynamics are at play. The assault allegations, meanwhile, highlight the importance of believing and supporting survivors while ensuring that due process is upheld. These claims, if substantiated, would represent a significant breach of trust and a profound betrayal of the values Jay-Z has publicly espoused. His philanthropic efforts, particularly in supporting social justice causes, would stand in a stark contrast to the behavior alleged in these lawsuits. As these cases move forward, they will undoubtedly shape public discourse about accountability, privilege, and the responsibilities of those in the public eye. For Jay-Z, the path ahead will require more than legal victories. It will demand a reckoning with the complexities of his personal and professional life. For Rymir and others seeking justice, the hope that these controversies will serve as a catalyst for greater transparency and fairness, ensuring that no one, regardless of their status, is above accountability. The outcome of these disputes will not only impact the individuals involved, but also contribute to the ongoing conversations about power, identity, and justice in modern society. Let's delve deeper into the implications and dynamic of these controversies. The controversies surrounding Jay-Z unfold like a multi-layered narrative, revealing the personal, legal, and societal dimensions of fame and accountability. At the center is Rymir Satterthwaite's tireless pursuit of identity. His claims of being Jay-Z's illegitimate son is not merely a legal or financial matter, but an emotional journey rooted in the search for those seeking truth and validation. The alleged relationship between Jay-Z and Rymir's mother, Wanda, occurred under circumstances that cast a spotlight on power dynamics, age disparities, and questions of responsibility. Wanda's claims that she became pregnant at 16 adds weight to the narrative, not only because of her age, but also because of Jay-Z's position at the time, a young man in the cusp of superstardom. This imbalance of power and age creates a scenario that resonates with broader societal concerns. about accountability and the exploitation of vulnerabilities. The lack of a conclusive resolution through a DNA test, compounded by Jay-Z's legal defenses, only adds to the complexity of the story. Rymir's persistence highlights a systemic issue within the legal framework for paternity cases. Procedural hurdles, such as jurisdictional disputes and age limits for filing claims, have been leveraged to dismiss his case repeatedly. These legal maneuvers, while technically valid, raise ethical questions about the lengths to which individuals might go to avoid confronting such claims directly. For Rymir, the battle is about more than just his identity. It's about challenging the structures that have, in his view, shielded Jay-Z from accountability. The emotional toll on Rymir is evident in interviews and public statements. He has expressed not only frustration, but also a deep sense of loss of clarity about his parentage, loss of justice for his late mother, and loss of faith in a system that seems skewed in favor of those with resources and influence. Despite these setbacks, his resolve remains unshaken, serving as a testament to the human need for truth and recognition. On the other hand, the assault allegations against Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs represent a different but equally troubling dimension of the challenges facing public figures. The lawsuit describes an incident that allegedly occurred over 2 decades ago, involving a young woman who claimed she was drugged and assaulted at an after-party. The details are harrowing, involving claims of coercion and collusion, and the allegations underscore the broader societal issue of abuse of power within elite circles. Jay-Z's response to these allegations have been forceful and dismissive, framing them as an attempt at blackmail. By questioning the credibility of the accusers and their legal representatives, he seeks to undermine the foundation of the claims. However, this approach can be polarizing. For those who believe in the importance of listening to survivors, his rhetoric may come across as dismissive and indicative of an unwillingness to engage with the substance of the accusations. The societal implications of these allegations extend far beyond the individuals involved. They highlight the systemic barriers that survivors often face in seeking justice, particularly when their allegations involve powerful and influential figures. The entertainment industry in particular has faced increasing scrutiny in recent years for its culture of silence and complicity in the face of abuse allegations. For Jay-Z, these controversies represent a critical juncture in his career and legacy. Known for his contributions to music, business, and philanthropy, he has long been a symbol of success and resilience. However, these allegations, whether proven or not, threaten to overshadow his achievements and redefine his public image. The tension between Jay-Z's public persona and the allegations against him highlights the duality of celebrity culture. On one hand, celebrities are celebrated for their accomplishments and influence. On the other, they are subject to intense scrutiny and held to high standards of accountability. Navigating this duality requires not only legal acumen, but also a commitment to transparency and ethical responsibility. For Rymir, the pursuit of the truth about his parentage is a deeply personal mission that intersects with broader conversations about justice and equality. His story resonates with those who have faced similar struggles for recognition and accountability, serving as a reminder of the emotional and psychological impact of unresolved questions about identity. The assault allegations, meanwhile, demand a broader societal reckoning with issues of consent, power, and privilege. Regardless of the outcome, these claims contribute to the ongoing conversation about how we, as a society, address allegations of abuse and support survivors in their pursuit of justice. As these controversies continue to unfold, they will undoubtedly shape public perceptions of Jay-Z and contribute to broader discussions about accountability in the entertainment industry. For Jay-Z, the challenge lies not only in defending against these claims, but also in addressing the broader implications for his legacy and his role as a cultural icon. For Rymir and others seeking justice, the hope is that these cases will serve as a catalyst for greater transparency and fairness, ensuring that no one, regardless of their status, is above accountability. Let's delve further into the lessons and reflections these controversies bring to light. The unfolding controversies involving Jay-Z reveal the complexities of navigating fame, power, and accountability in the modern era. For Rymir Satterthwaite, the pursuit of recognition as Jay-Z's son is deeply tied to his personal identity and his late mother's legacy. His case stands as a reminder of the enduring challenges faced by those without the resources or influence to compel transparency from individuals in positions of power. At the heart of Rymir's struggle is a fundamental question about identity and justice. His mother, Wanda, passed away with unresolved questions about Rymir's parentage, and her claims have since become his life's mission to prove. Despite court dismissals and legal roadblocks, Rymir's narrative resonates with many who seek acknowledgement from figures unwilling to confront potentially damaging truths. The procedural defenses employed by Jay-Z's legal team underscore a recurring theme in high-profile cases: the ability of the wealthy and influential to maneuver through legal systems designed to uphold justice. While these maneuvers may align with legal statutes, they often leave claimants like Rymir feeling disfranchised and unheard. His persistence in pushing for a DNA test reflects a broader societal conversation about the barriers to achieving transparency and accountability. In stark contrast to the paternity dispute are the grave allegations of sexual assault levied against Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. These claims, stemming from an alleged incident at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party in 2000, strike at the core of systemic issues within elite circles: exploitation, abuse of power, and the silencing of survivors. The allegations describe a harrowing scenario in which a young woman was reportedly drugged and assaulted. Such accusations, if substantiated, would constitute a serious breach of trust and a stark betrayal of the public image cultivated by Jay-Z and Combs over decades. While Jay-Z has categorically denied the claims and framed them as an orchestrated blackmail attempt, the details outlined in the lawsuit warrant careful examination and highlight the importance of due process. Jay-Z's response to these allegations have been calculated, emphasizing his commitment to protecting his family while questioning the motivations of the accusers. He has expressed concern about the impact these claims could have on his children, particularly his eldest daughter, Blue Ivy. However, this focus on the personal fallout may not fully address the public's demand for accountability and transparency. The contrast between Jay-Z's philanthropic efforts, often centered around themes of justice and equity, and his response to these controversies creates a tension that is difficult to reconcile. As a prominent advocate for criminal justice reform and empowerment within marginalized communities, his handling of these allegations could either reinforce or undermine his credibility as a leader in these spaces. For Rymir, the quest for acknowledgement from Jay-Z remains as much about personal closure as it is about exposing systemic inequities. His criticism of the legal system's role in enabling avoidance tactics speaks to a broader frustration with how wealth and influence can skew access to justice. His persistence, despite repeated setbacks, reflects a resilience that resonates with those who feel similarly marginalized or silenced in their pursuit of trust. The assault allegations further amplify the stakes. They demand a broader societal reckoning with the dynamics of power and privilege that often shield perpetrators from accountability. Survivors of abuse frequently face uphill battles in being believed and supported, particularly when their allegations implicate high-profile figures. The public discourse surrounding these claims is as much about addressing specific incidents as it is about fostering a culture where survivors feel safe coming forward. For Jay-Z, these controversies represent a critical moment of introspection and reckoning. His responses to these allegations, both in tone and substance, will likely define his legacy in ways that extend far beyond his artistic achievements. The challenge lies in balancing his defense with an acknowledgement of the broader issues these cases bring to light. For Rymir, the outcome of his paternity dispute may never yield the definitive answers he seeks. However, his determination has already sparked conversations about the lengths to which individuals must go to challenge systemic barriers to accountability. The assault allegations, regardless of their legal outcomes, underscore the importance of supporting survivors and ensuring that allegations of abuse are met with serious consideration and investigation. These cases serve as a reminder of the broader societal need to address power imbalances and foster a culture of transparency and justice. As these controversies evolve, they will continue to shape public perceptions of Jay-Z and highlight the complexities of navigating fame and influence in an era increasingly defined by demands for accountability and equality. For all involved, the hope is that these cases will lead to greater clarity, justice, and an acknowledgement of the truths that so often remain hidden in the shadows of power.